So the history of this meal goes back to when I got here and was connected with a English second language class going on originally at the Cultivator, one of our community partners, and things happened where they needed another place to meet, and so we opened up the fellowship hall and they started meeting here. About that time we started entering into conversations with faith in rural communities from the rural center, and one thing led to another.
The first meeting, we were asked to go out and just find out something about the community, which really kind of surprised me because I was born here and this has been my church. But actually, when you talked one-on-one, even to people I knew, I found out that there were things in the community that weren't being addressed really quite well. I would see different cultures in the grocery store. I saw the grocery store changing in the foods that they have, but I never saw these people in my world.
Aprender el idioma. Llevo año y medio viviendo en Murfreesboro y realmente pues necesito aprenderlo. No conozco, no tengo muchos elementos para hablar inglés y se me hizo un buen lugar para poder aprender. Lo de la mesa me parece excelente porque puedes compartir con personas de la comunidad y saber de lo que puedes encontrar aquí en Murfreesboro.
Yeah, so I think the community impact is something we're still watching unfold. So we've been doing this for several months now, and as you can see, the parking lot is really filling up. At our first event, we were very nervous because we're like, oh, how many people are going to come? Are they going to understand what we're trying to do? Is this something they're really going to buy into? And then I think by June was when we really had a big turnout, and it was just like, oh my gosh, we just keep pulling tables out and pulling more chairs out.
Really blessed to have been able to be in this process with the rural center. People in shrinking and suffering areas have a certain resourcefulness. And so just being connected with a little bit from the rural center was being connected with something that has gone a long way. What in many spaces, $5,000 is a relatively small grant, has enabled this congregation, which for decades saw the same people in these buildings week after week, has enabled them to see upwards of 40 new faces coming into this space, meeting new neighbors, allowing people to be fed spirit, body, emotionally and socially.
I've always thought that religion should be a hands-on thing, not just a Sunday morning thing. And I think this has become more than a Sunday morning sitting in the pew with people and saying you have feelings for them or praying for them, I think.
Bueno, que de alguna manera sí estamos agradecidos por el apoyo que ustedes nos están brindando, que gracias a ustedes se pueden realizar estas actividades y que más allá de aprender otro idioma, también estamos aprendiendo parte de las dos culturas, de la cultura latinoamericana de habla hispana y también de la cultura de Norteamérica, ¿no? Y eso enriquece aún más nuestra actividad y nos entusiasma aún más el poder aprender más el inglés. Pero en realidad esto es una clase de inglés fuera de lo normal, porque finalmente siempre llegas a un aula y te sientas y abres tu libro. Pero aquí tenemos la oportunidad de compartir y de ir más allá de aprender un idioma, sino también conocer parte de su cultura y conocer a las personas y generar empatía.
I think any community that builds relationships cross-culturally in this way will quickly find that there is a treasure trove just simply in being in relationships with people.
when you see the diversity of folks coming together, it's really building a sense of community that I've not seen before. And I'm from here. I grew up outside of Murfreesboro, and so you know, after that first dinner, my husband and I went home, and I was like teary-eyed because I was like, oh my gosh, you know, like this is the kind of community that I want to live in, and that I'm thankful my nephews and my niece get to live in, because you don't get this everywhere. And so I definitely think it's built a strong sense of inclusion that unfortunately you don't always get. And so I'm really thankful for that.